I hurt my hand. I pounded the table when the final pick came out because the Ducks were one of 11 teams who were in the lottery to get the number one pick in the draft, and it came down to the Blackhawks and the Anaheim Ducks, and Bill Daly, the vice president of the NHL, flips the card over and says the number one pick goes to Chicago Blackhawks. Damn. But, losing the season, lose the lottery, they get the second pick in the draft. The draft is really deep. They're going to get a really good player. Adam Fantilli, University of Michigan, could be the second pick in the draft. Freshman at the U of M, scored 30 goals, 65 points in 31 games at the U of M as an 18-year-old freshman, and he's coming out.
Wow.
So he'll be eligible. He'll be there. The other hot player is a huge center left winger by the name of Leo Carlson from Sweden. He's ready to play in the NHL, ready-made. He's played in the World Championships already at age 18. So the Ducks are going to get a really good goal scorer. Whether it's the center or whether it's the left winger, Carlson remains to be seen. By the way, as miserable as last winter was, and I'm not talking about the weather and the snow or the rain, or as miserable it was for hockey fans, the reality is the Ducks are in the middle of a rebuild. They played 4 of their top young guys before they were really ready. They put them on the ice in Anaheim. Granted, they finished in last place, but those kids got a world of learning experience. Pat Verbeek, the general manager, has 11 draft picks in his pocket now because he stockpiled through trades. He's got over $30 million in cap space. So they can really accelerate the rebuild really quickly at the end of June when the NHL draft is held and the first week of July when NHL free agency begins. And I spent part of Wednesday at a press conference. The Gulls named their new coach, Matt McIlvaine, a Pat Verbeek hire. I'll tell you what, standing there and talking to Matt McIlvaine, he won 4 straight championships in Germany, coaching Salzburg. He's only 39 years of age. It was like I sat there and it was like I was talking to Sean McVay of the Rams or Brandon Staley of the Chargers. You talk about intellect.
Nice.
You talk about vibrancy.
And young.
And philosophy. With a world of experience at such a young age. So now Pat Verbeek's got to get him some players, that's for certain, because they didn't have enough players in a miserable 21 season here in San Diego. But the fans were at the press conference, and it was just kind of neat. So I think what happened last year in Anaheim, and a byproduct of what happened in here in San Diego was a byproduct of what happened with the Ducks. I think it's a one-off. I think that they'll rally this thing. The Ducks have a ton of young defensemen in the pipeline. Most all of them are going to be in San Diego with the Gulls. I had an NHL scout tell me they think there are 5 NHL defensemen in the Gulls Ducks farm system, and most of them are going to be wearing that Gulls crest this coming year. So I think last year was a one-off. Oh man, it was like a year-long toothache. It just would not go away. And the Ducks only won 23 games. The Gulls only won 20. It's the worst year the Gulls have ever had. So we'll see if they can rally this. But Matt McIlvaine, boy, what a really unique guy to talk about. So this will be fun going forward. And you will sit next to me along the plexiglass on Beer Friday during home games,
banging the glass
at Pechanga Arena.
So when you look at the NHL teams here, the Ducks have so many needs, right? I mean, they don't need just one superstar like Connor Bedard. So having all those draft picks, they just need a lot of quality players to fill in that depth, right?
Yeah, but remember at age 18 and 19, they're not going to be ready to play in the NHL. But you draft now and maybe you find a gem. Maybe Carlson from Sweden is ready to play at the NHL level immediately, like this group of young guys that they force-fed this year. They survived. They played. They couldn't do it all by themselves. They didn't have a lot of support. But you're drafting not only for now, but you're drafting for the second year and the third year of these kids' career. You place them in San Diego, and they learn about what it's like to be a pro, and they learn how to win and the culture and all the things that a pro player has to do. And then they grow them, and then you send them to Anaheim. So I think there's good things coming. That's tough for fans to say, geez, look at what we had to go through this past year. I believe some good things are coming there for both the Ducks, and obviously a byproduct of that would be for the San Diego Gulls. And I will tell you, San Diego is a